Hello, hello. I just have to start by saying that I have to be honest. I've spent a lot of time planning, overthinking, and waiting for the perfect moment to start my podcast. But the only thing I really accomplished during this whole time of waiting was procrastination. And if there's anything that life keeps teaching me is there's no such thing as the perfect moment. There's just the moment you choose to start and the moments you let pass by because you chose not to start. Starting something new can feel nerve wracking, for me, scary, uncomfortable, but all of that, I feel like those are the ingredients of opportunity. And it sounds cliche, but if you know, you know. And that's exactly what this is. It's an opportunity to take an idea I've carried in my heart, follow through, and share it with you. Once I looked at it that way, it's like those butterflies in my stomach, they start to settle, and I remembered why I love this process. Now, I'm a one woman production company, so please bear with me if there are any technical hiccups. I am tech support. Uh, I'm the tech person, I'm the lighting crew, I'm the editor, the marketing team, and I also have to make sure your host shows up for the podcast, which is the hardest part of them all. I've learned so much already, and I'm still a student because I genuinely love this. The podcast is my baby, but more importantly, it's ours. That's what I'm trying to curate here. That's the goal, and that's what I really truly want. So here's your official warm welcome to episode 1. But hold on. Before we get into this episode, please make sure you follow the podcast wherever you're listening and subscribe on YouTube to catch every episode. Ratings and reviews, they go such a long way in helping me grow this space, and I would love your feedback. This space is for real conversations, laughs, storytelling, and moments of connection. I want you to feel like you're sitting across from a friend. Life is full of stories and lessons. I think we need more places where we can slow down, talk, and actually listen. And since this is our first time together, I thought it'd be kind of fitting to start with something personal. So today I'm going to talk about turning 41. Hold on now, because we got to really do that. Turning 41. So today we're going to talk about turning 41, some lessons I've learned, and why aging is truly a blessing. Later, we're going to get into 2 inspiring women who started their biggest successes later in life. I want to cover some trending topics and a segment with my daughter, and then we're going to get into a wild Netflix documentary. So without further ado, let's get into it. My birthday just passed August 28th. I officially turned 41. And wow, 40s feel different. That's all I'm going to say. Am I saying that in a negative way? No, I'm saying exactly what I said. 40s feel different. There's this grounding that happens. You look around and suddenly your kids are taller than you, your parents and grandparents, they're aging, and you realize we're only here for a brief moment in time. I've never feared aging. In fact, I celebrate birthdays by saying more life because aging is a privilege. I think when you've seen friends or peers who didn't make it to 30, 35, or 40, it changes how you view life. I came across a quote that captured this perspective and I wanted to share it with y'all. You're never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. And that one really resonated with me because I feel like, I don't know about you, but there was always like a timeline. I don't know if we made it up or if it was placed on us or if it was just societal, but this timeline to have certain things done by certain ages. And when you don't meet that mark, you're left with whatever feelings remain, whether that's disappointment, anger, feelings that you're less than. And those begin to settle. And I think that does contribute to why people fear getting older. They fear getting older. They fear not meeting more marks if they haven't even met the marks that they should have met to date. You get what I'm saying? It's never too many times to remind ourselves that we are all on different paths and it's never too late to start anything. Look at me in this podcast. That's just a word. Is that a word? Is that a word? Y'all gonna have to take that button away from me, but come get it. Come get it. I spoke earlier about taking a moment to highlight two women who prove that age isn't a deadline, it's just a chapter marker. The first is Vera Wang. Most of us know her name as a symbol of elegance and luxury in bridal fashion. But what's inspiring about Vera's story is that she didn't even design her first dress until she was 40 years old. I said, Vera didn't even design her first dress until she was 40 years old. 40 years old. Before that, she was a competitive figure skater, a journalist, and an editor at Vogue. At an age when many people feel pressure to have it all figured out, Vera completely reinvented herself. She took a leap of faith, started with her own bridal line, and ended up redefining an entire industry. Now, I'm familiar with Vera. I just didn't know that was her backstory. On the other end of the spectrum, there's Shantae Lundy, a woman who created something the world desperately needed. Shantae launched Black Girl Sunscreen. This was the first widely recognized sunscreen brand made for melanin-rich skin. She invested her own money, $33,000, let's not act like that's nothing, and started from the ground up. Today, Black Girl Sunscreen is sold in major retailers and has secured millions in funding and has become a cultural staple. She saw a problem, created a solution, and built a legacy. Two women, two completely different industries, but one key lesson. They didn't let age, timing, or fear dictate their path. And I share this because I know how easy it is to think it's too late for me. But whether you're 20, 40, 60, etc., our next big move is still waiting for us. And I don't know who else it's for, but I know that was for me because I have to continually check myself like, girl, you are 40. Girl, you are 41, okay? You're still moving. You're still able-bodied. You still can do anything you want to do. Turning 41 has taught me a lot, but here are 5 lessons that stand out. We're going to go through these 5 real quick and get right to it. Self-explanatory. Number 5, slowing down is necessary. Rest is not laziness. It's strategy. It's needed, and it's self-care. Number 4, relationships matter more than titles. Who you love and who loves you back, that's your legacy. That's what's going to last when you're dead and gone. Number 3, boundaries create peace. You can't pour from an empty cup. I tried it. I failed. I know better. Number 2, your dreams don't expire. There's no timeline to greatness. Hello? Are we still here? Okay, cool. And the last one, gratitude changes everything. When I tell you gratitude is the foundation of having a healthy perspective on life, it's the way we translate life when it's happening to us. It's how we're able to just look at the small things and be in a place where we are ready to even receive greater things or even be satisfied with what we have. Even if with what we have does not get greater, we have that gratitude, that appreciation for what we have. And you can tell the difference when someone has a spirit of gratitude and when they're always looking for what they don't have or what's going wrong. Baby, there's so many things that we can look at in our lives that may feel like, oh my gosh, this is the worst life ever. And like someone once said, I know you heard it, if we all got together and put all of our problems in a pile, most of us would be running to that pile to get our problems back when we see what everybody else has. I really make sure I carve out time just to be out, for me, out in nature. If I go for my walks and I'm feeling the sun beam on me, I see the birds. It doesn't matter if the clouds are dark gray, if they're blue. Being out there, I just feel really one with God. I feel like, girl, you're feeling life. This is life. And I appreciate it. There's parts of life that we may be discouraged about, we may hate, feel resentment about, but that is not what's going to define our lives. That's just my take on it. What do you think? Like, do you think gratitude is powerful? Do you think it takes more than that? What do you think? Because I do want to know your thoughts on that. And if one of those lessons like resonated with you, screenshot this episode, tag me on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok. I'd love to hear your takeaway. Have you guys been watching Netflix? Okay, so a little bit about me. I love documentaries. I am a big movie girl. I love me a good series, okay? I love me a really good series. And reality TV, I definitely dab my feet in that a lot. So at times I'll have different parts or different segments where I'll talk about a specific show, characters, or cast members, and we'll get into it. So the show I want to talk about right now, warning if you have not watched it yet, Unknown Caller. You might want to pause this episode and come back so you can, I won't spoil anything for you. Y'all, this documentary had me like, like every 15 minutes, I was like, who is doing this? Unknown Caller is a true story about a high schooler who was manipulated by an online predator, pretending to be someone else. The catfish sent threatening messages and got other students involved. And it's a chilling reminder about like how vulnerable, teens really are online. So I put some notes in my phone because when I was watching it, I just could not. As you all know, the mom was accused for cyberbullying, catfishing, and stalking. A year and a half was the time that she spent terrorizing her daughter. The entire time I'm watching the episode, I'm like, who the heck could this be? Because the text messages were unhinged. They were truly unhinged. And to find out after all of the disgusting talk, after all of the mean verbal abuse, all of that, it was you? And I don't know why isn't she even like why wasn't she even charged as a sex offender? There is no way you could talk to minors like that and not be a sex offender. Why didn't she fall in that category? I mean, don't get me wrong. That kind of talk is not new to Auntie. But if you're talking like that to a child, that vulgar, sexual, I don't care if you're talking down about them, you're using all that. It was so disgusting. And to know that the mom was making this, like this was her personality. This was her life. She was living this life. Disgusting. So she's been living this double life. She hasn't been working in over a year. Husband didn't even know. Her husband looked so lost, like he could not wrap his head around it. And, he wasn't wrong. He told the officer, no, she needs to go because to me, it seemed like he was saying, I don't know what I'll do if y'all not here. So she needs to leave now. Now that I can restrain myself because y'all here, she needs to go. And even in that, she's using her motherhood as manipulation. Even in that moment. Caught red-handed, it's been exposed. She's still holding her daughter as if I need to stay with her. You are the problem. You're the predator. You've been the person saying all these awful things. She don't need to be nowhere around you. It's like a year and a half. Like she literally could have been on Indeed.com and got hired anywhere multiple times. But she used her time. She used her time to terrorize her daughter, to talk about the things she was insecure about, to break up relationships. Like she was really playing with these kids like they're little pieces on a board. And in the meantime, trying to work with detectives to figure it out. In the meantime, I wanted to be a space for my daughter to come to. Woman, there was so many other avenues you could have done to support your daughter or to create a deeper dynamic between the two of you. This was your best idea? This was the best idea you could think of? Sickening. And she's not sorry. She's not sorry. She's only sorry she got what? Caught. She's only sorry she got caught. And honestly, to be honest, when she was talking more and more, I was like, she don't even seem like she's sorry about that. She don't even seem like she's sorry. It was almost like, I didn't do anything different than what you would do, that you didn't get caught. But I would never be putting my foot on my daughter's neck. Are you crazy? Like, this is your daughter. This is your child. That lady's insane. She's insane. And who knows what other, like, mental stuff she's been doing to her daughter and the family. Like, who knows? It stopped here, but I promise it didn't start here. Somebody like that doesn't just wake up and go all the way. They've been on that journey of manipulating people and causing this type of chaos in different form and fashions. Like, this isn't new. You ever did some dirt and like you got caught, right? You got caught. And everyone knows it's you. You know it's you. You gotta know when to fold. The fact that she's like, it didn't start with me, but I ended up, taking over. So somebody else did this, then they retired, and then you got the position to terrorize your daughter and her schoolmates. The fact that she won't even say, yes, it was me from the start, disgusting. Even more disgusting. Because you're still holding on to a lie that nobody with some good sense believes. You might catch a few. You might catch a few dodos, but nobody with some good sense thinks that somebody else started this. You realized it, you tried to get to the bottom of it, and then when you couldn't, you were like, I'll take over. But when you say, it's a certain type of woman that can get away with some stuff like that, to say that and everybody just keeps rolling the cameras. I'd be like, my camera would have been like hitting the ground. Excuse me? I just thought that was a crazy, crazy, crazy documentary. Can't even believe this really was a thing. And I can't even believe they still kept the cameras rolling to catch her crying. If you don't throw, not even a box of tissue, if you don't throw a box of rocks and tell her to kick rocks, I know something. That's why Netflix, I get it, but I don't get it. Like that part, I'm like, what is this? What is this? That's why I couldn't be in nobody's production. I would get fired day one on some stuff like this. I'm not that grown yet. I guess I'll grow up at 42.